We're talking about two different issues here. We're talking about systemic issues, which we have clearly identified in the past, but aren't as sure about to the extent of in the present. And we're also talking about cultural issues. From your perspective, what do you think the ratio is of the issue right now that we're seeing, and what the solution is going forward?
Man, that's a very tough one. My gut is leaning more towards the cultural, because like you can't necessarily pinpoint systemic as much as you can really, cultural. But that's needless to say. Like you can't just say okay, it's all cultural, because I can't see anything wrong or I can't find any issue with the systemic. So I guess my premature inclination would be the cultural, but I still have a lot of room just to accept why systemic might be an issue. And as far as solution, like I said, I think it just starts with the person.
Yeah.
It starts with the person first before you. I can't go to my mom and my dad to help solve my problems. Like they can assist, but ultimately it's my decision at the end of the day on like what I want, what change that I want to happen. Yeah. And so you start small, then work your way up. It's like the government won't even have to play a role. Like the system won't even have to play a role, because you're taking accountability for your own actions. You're taking responsibility for your own actions. But if we keep leaning on the government to be a solution, we're gonna see ourselves,
that's such a good point.
Lost.
Just to boil it down, then, what do you think the number one issue and problem that Black Americans are facing today?
Fatherless homes, by far. Fatherless homes, because not just I can take it back to biblical, like the very first, you flip a couple of pages, the institution of family was right there, that you needed man and woman, but when you don't have one of those, especially a father, it's gonna go wrong. That's just like when a baby cries. They're crying for their father. They're crying for their mother. They're crying for that. But when you don't have your father, nobody's going to hear you.
Well, there's a strong case to be made that definitely most of the nurturing is going to be coming from your mom, obviously. But there's nothing like the presence of a father that will calm you down, that will give you the discipline that you need, and the structure that you need, and the guidance and the focus that you need, like your presence to your dad is. And honestly, if there's one privilege that I can point to as a minority American that I'm blessed to have, is having a two-parent household and having a dad that is there for me.
Right.
Let's wrap it up. As an example of what we need to be doing, I want you to give me advice. As a Black man to a white man. And then I want to share a short from perspective, from a white person's perspective, to Black people. So you talk to me and to our white friends watching. What would be your advice? What would be your advice from your perspective to us? Because we'll never be able to fully understand what it's like.
So I think the most vital part of understanding for one another is having a mind of your own. I say that to say, don't, as a white man, don't go to other white people to know how to treat me or know what to think about me. I want you yourself to get some form of idea about me, but yet not generalize it for others, because I'm one Black man as another there is out there. But we're not the same. We have the same on the outside. We're the same, but the inside we're not. We're not the same. So I want you to formulate your own thought process. Have these conversations like we're having with people, just to get perspective and kind of get a story from them, like a kind of a testimony from them. Because I'm just experiences. Because I'm working class. I'm middle class. So. I will go as far as say my struggles weren't as, apparent as somebody who, probably grew up in the hood, grew up in the ghetto. So it's really just to kind of have a diverse set of African Americans to talk to. And then from that, kind of formulate your own thought process on, your perspectives and ideas, and then encourage others other people in your community who struggle with that kind of empathy.
Yeah.
To kind of do the same things that you're doing, the same things that you're doing as far as talking to people, just getting perspective, and try to just sit down, throw all the emotions away, just to get the intellect, just to listen, and then help them to see, that whatever their preconceived notion of us, to be able to check it. Have your own standard, having the standard, and to be able to check, from that standard, is this right or is it wrong?
Yeah.
So
that's good. So more empathy.
Yeah.
And don't just go to other white people to learn how to think about black
right.
people.
Right. Basically,
that's such a good quote.
Yeah.
That's surprisingly profound.
Such a good quote.
Man, we are guilty of that.
Yeah.
We are guilty of that. I would say, coming from an average white dude's perspective.
Yeah. Right.
No one cares what I think. No one wants to hear my.
You're
opinion.
right.
This is what I would say to our black friends watching and to you. I understand that I will never understand your perspective and what it's like to be in your shoes.
Right.
And I understand also if I were in your shoes and there had been a certain people group that had been blatantly racist against my ancestry, against my ancestors, and they had enslaved my ancestors, my gut reaction would be to look at them a little differently. And I would look at that people group that had enslaved my ancestors maybe with a little bit of a chip on my shoulder, because it'd be very difficult not to.
Very.
But what you have to understand, and what as just an average white dude, what I want you to understand is that I am not guilty just because my ancestors were.
By association, right.
I may have had a great-grandfather who, was guilty of murder, just to say.
Right.
But that does not make me a murderer.
Right. Exactly.
And I do not look at you as anything other than another American and another human.
Right.
So as tempting as it may be to look at white people today, there's this expectation on us as white people to plead guilty, even though we haven't actually done anything ourselves, and to beat ourselves up as sort of this retribution, to make everybody feel better.
Right.
But that's really not fair to us either.
I understand.
So I want to be fair to you, and I want to stop just going to other white people to get ideas. I want to talk to you, and not just deny or try to act like or belittle the problems that you're facing. I don't want to do that. So that would be, and the other thing is, let's look for healing.
Yes.
And let's look for ways that we can actually bond, rather than exacerbating the problem further. So rather than looking for a retribution of the sins of the past or of these general accusations now, let's look for healing.
Right.
And let's look for ways to try to mitigate racism as much as possible, realizing that more than anything, it's on a personal level.
Right.
So that's my white guy perspective, your black guy perspective. I don't know.
And I'm an Asian.
Yeah, and he's an Asian.
Bye.
So
good listening.
This has been good.
As usual,
really
Asians
awesome.
Usually sidelined to this conversation. Just like, okay.
You got anything you want to say?
Okay, I'm just gonna go become a doctor really quick. Okay,
that's great.
Because that's what Asians are supposed to do.
Asians are too well behaved.
They're too well behaved.
They're too well behaved. They don't get talked about.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Stick to the academics. Like don't have no voice.
Really quiet. I'm gonna get in trouble for that. Ooh, this is good. It's good to have conversations.
Right, man. Man, listen, y'all. I'll go as far as to say that, I've only known you for a couple of hours. Known you for a couple of years.
Hey.
Couple hours. But like the bond, like the chemistry, was genuine. Because I feel like, a lot of people can mask can mask it.
And we're talking about politics.
Yeah, we're
It's
talking about
all
politics.
about
So yeah, it's all about that.
Yeah, and political issues. And like, how can I backstab you or use you to my particular help? Helping
and
my
exactly.
cause.
And don't get me wrong. During this whole conversation, me, you, everybody. We're all listening in. There's gonna be some things that I agree with, I don't agree with, as the same for all y'all. But the issue is not to call each other out on what we don't like. It's to listen. It's to listen to what you don't like,
because that's
to see where like how you can improve from that other person's perspective.
All right. It's been really good, Peter.
This has been.
Thank you for joining us.
Man.
It's been super encouraging.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this. If you felt like this was helpful and this might be helpful to other people, please share it. Let your friends see this. I think this is an important thing that needs to be happening.
Continue in on the conversation in the comments and in sharing with other people. Continue these conversations with other people. Like that's our goal.
Also consider just buy us a coffee every month. You can go to our website. Go to our website and buy us a virtual coffee. We could really use it.
And we do want to let you know that this video is actually sponsored by. Well, it's not. It's sponsored by us.
Yeah.
Because we're volunteers. We have a full team of volunteers, and literally Peter was able to drive up from 4 or 5 hours away just to join the conversation. Yes. And
but it's free to you.
Basically,
and
that's
all for you guys.
On a big emotional
all for
paycheck.
you guys.
That's what we want.
Yeah, we could use your support and your help as well. In
So
doing this.
if you believe in our cause, consider going to our website and making a small monthly donation. We would greatly appreciate it.
To let more conversations like this happen.
Share this with your friends.
Yes.
And we thank you guys for watching. Please take away some valuable lessons from this. We're not experts, but we want to set an example of having healthy conversations and actually listening. So do the same.
Not perfect conversations, but healthy.
Not perfect, but hopefully healthy and productive. So you can do the same. There's absolutely no reason that you cannot do the same. So we want to encourage you to do that. Thank you.
This white guy, this black guy, and this Asian can do it. You can do it.
You can do it. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Until then, stop yelling and start thinking.